We took 15 people from Redeemer to go and serve these two ministries with Grace Harbor Tokyo and Kairos on Waseda campus. English was such a draw for so many people in Tokyo to be able to practice their English that it became an opportunity for us to not only share the gospel with our words, but really an opportunity for us to share Christ with our love and action.
When we went to the temple and walked around the temple 7 times like Jericho, I've never prayed like that before. That was when it all kind of hit me of how all these people at this temple are really just lost. Relational ministry is truly life-changing. Not only going to be life-changing for the people that you're helping, but it's also going to be life-changing in your walk with faith as well.
I've been to Japan twice before, but my first time going on missions. One of the coolest, I think, experience that I had on this trip was actually singing worship songs in Japanese. The worship songs were half in Japanese and half in English, and then when it was in Japanese, they have the phonetic sound, so you can sing worship songs in Japanese. God's kingdom is so big and yet so small in the same way.
A lot of people were able to share the gospel through conversation, or even just like encourage newer Christians, like Japanese people that had studied abroad in the US and like came to faith. So we were able to like hear their testimony, and then like encourage them and answer like questions that new believers might have.
We are anticipating and prayerfully expecting the Lord to continue to allow us to send teams year after year to see the gospel go forth in a nation that desperately needs the truth and the love of Jesus in the midst of their lives.
Redeemer High School Ministry had the privilege of getting to go back to Barrio Logan for the 2nd year in a row. It's a vibrant community, but it's been historically ignored. Servant Church, they had a really great idea of running a VBS for all the kids during the summer. And every single day, around 30 to 40 students were able to hear the gospel.
We're here to serve like Jesus did, to be able to go and share the gospel with other people, and also just to be in that kind of community and serve others with them. It's just is able to bring you closer to God.
These kids brought so much energy every single day, and I was like, if I can put just a little bit of that into my life and changing my mindset to how can I be serving others and serving these kids, and then doing that, honestly be so much more like joyful.
And we felt this deep need for the city to know Jesus, to know the gospel, and to know that there is someone looking out for them. It led us to feel burdened to share the gospel with San Diego.
This summer, we had the opportunity to go to Christchurch, New Zealand, and we partnered with a church called Grace Presbyterian Church. Within the 5 weeks that we were there, we spoke to 100 unique students, shared the gospel 40 times. 20 of these students actually came to church at Grace Presbyterian for the first time, and 2 of these students came to faith while we were there.
There was another girl who actually the team last year met and actually ended up coming to faith while we were in New Zealand. Could be a student that we met this past summer that could be their story, where this time next year they could have come to faith.
And it hit me like, wow, the student that I just met just now was the person I was praying for this whole time, that I asked my supporters to pray for as well. God was working this whole time. He has a plan that's bigger than any plan that I could have envisioned.
And seeing not only myself, but our students that we brought from Redeemer really start to see that this Christianity, this sharing of Jesus is a long-term process, a commitment that we get to do as disciples. It really changed how they were there, not to just help people make decisions, but really to desire to make disciples of Jesus.
This summer, we saw over and over and over what God does when His people say yes. We saw lives change. Some came to faith this past summer through our teams. People who would have never met a Christian met Christians for the first time. People who would have never been prayed over were prayed over. People who would have never heard the gospel. Some heard the gospel for the first time. That's why we do short-term missions. That's why we continue to do short-term missions. The gospel is so worth sharing. and we start to realize God is still on mission, writing stories of redemption through ordinary people like us.